I don't really see people speaking about the silent darkness that's experienced by people who are seen as the leaders, the guides, the people like myself who play the role of medicine person in their community, bringing people up the mountain to quest and fast for a vision, serving them the sacred medicine, pouring the water in the lodge. There's this expectation, and I wonder how much of it is external versus self-imposed, that at this stage of the game, we're meant to have a lot of it together. But I think it's more truthful to say that the darkness can roll around again. I've been there many times over, and I find myself going through one of these seasons in my life again, facing my demons, bouts of depression, questioning purpose, dancing between grit and grief, melancholy, wistful longing, and of course many other things too. But I see people online speaking about men's health and masculinity, saying things like, stop resorting to the coping mechanisms, you've got to feel it. And feels like it's said in a way that's kind of shaming the coping mechanisms. And I'm not really sure that's very helpful, because for me, there's a dance between leaning on the practices that I know can support my mental health, and then also slowing down to be able to listen and feel more truthfully to what's happening underneath the surface, and then taking action from that place. But sometimes it's a slow burn, simmering in that darkness. And I feel it's important not to ignore that. But if we don't take action, that darkness can be all-consuming, and not in a good way. But then again, I also don't want to extract myself prematurely from taking too much action or resorting on distraction. So I feel it to be a nuanced, complex dance. And yeah, it's not often spoken about in the highlight reel of social media that established facilitators and guides, we're not immune from the darkness coming to swallow us again for periods of time, for seasons of our life. And maybe that's what makes a worthy leader, being able to speak into that and being able to find a glimmer of medicine in the eyes of the demon. Some of the greater challenges that I face feel so intimate, so close to home, that I can't really share the specifics of that. But then again, if I look to my gene keys and my astrological charts, part of how I shine my full radiance is through transmuting the shadow of dishonesty into intimacy and then transparency. And gee whiz, that's difficult for someone with a lot of Scorpio in their charts that resides so deeply in the mysteries. It takes a lot to really trust people and invite them into the deep, deep inner sanctum, sharing fully and transparently about what's going on a deeper level in my life and cultivating that radiance and that vitality. That's a challenge, that's a struggle. And then struggle's an intimate part of my charts too, transmuting struggle into perseverance, into honor. And look, I'm sharing this to say that things aren't always so simple. Life isn't so simple. We're all so unique with our individual and complex qualities and characteristics and interpersonal dynamics. If you're still watching and you're experiencing a season of darkness in your life, maybe you can let this be a reference point for me to say, hey, I'm right there with you at times too.